All right. So, the Outer Worlds. We can finish up the main story quest. That's what we're doing. Go to the fast travel. Fast travel. Yes. Stupid thing. Maybe it was Adrena time. Hmm. Using engineers will allow you to repair armor and weapons without a workbench. Yeah, I can already do that. Also reduces parts needed. Fair enough. I found that naturally, if you get rid of anything that you don't get 10 bits for and break that down, it'll keep you good on parts, usually. Because essentially, all you really end up repairing is what you're wearing and what you're firing. I'm only firing 2 weapons and have 1 piece of armor. So, generally, I'll stay ahead on the repair parts. Um, so, all right. This is your time to weigh in. Do I shut off the power to the city or the botanical gardens?
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Nope, there is no going back. I know what I am going to do. Because I've done both those options and I know what the third is, and I'm very okay with the third option. It is actually the best. So, we're going to hop up here. We're going to pick that up. We're going to pick this up. And we're going to tap the computer. Find status. Yes, redirect power.
Yeah, huh?
Hmm. Oh, well, might as well since I'm here. For some reason, I end up having to talk to her. So, notice she mentioned dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
Cool. How's that possible?
She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice
Ah,
family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers.
gotcha.
Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Okay. Yeah, is that normal?
Well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract.
Ah,
It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
yeah, Thomas seemed he had a wink wink for you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
Poor kid, you see him as a puppy. I've not lately seen a man with a bigger crush, and more obvious crush.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst.
Yeah, I noticed you mentioned never your mother.
That's on account of how I never
Oh
met
yeah,
her.
we've already went through that conversation.
She was in another division of the
Wait,
Spacer's
we've
Choice
already gone through
family.
this
She worked
conversation.
in the Vale a few months,
I want,
sorting the cannery computers.
I trust that. Okay. Oh, that's inhuman.
It's sensible.
Gotcha. We're gonna leave. We're gonna continue. For some reason, I thought she had something to say about this, but we're gonna redirect power. Oh, there's a third one. I missed a
Three
switch.
switches. That'll be easy enough.
Missed a stupid switch. I think I know which one I missed too. I've already cleared the place, so it won't be a hassle to get there. So I got that switch. I believe it was switching this main room. I believe that's the switch I missed. Jeremy's back down. Yep.
Last.
All right, let's do this. Stupid switches. Sprat. Oh. Missed. Sprat. Always miss these stupid sprats. Sneaky little. Alright, I'm gonna stop wasting my ammo on him. Alright, now let's do this.
Hey, mister?
Ah, there we go.
Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Yes. But, you know what? We like you, so we're gonna hear your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting.
Yeah.
We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
I agree. Yeah. I see your point. I think I'm ready to make a
Sorry, I didn't
decision.
mean to babble on like that.
No, it's fine.
I felt like I had to say something.
You're allowed. Out of everybody in this game, your opinion probably counts the most, besides mine. Fair enough? Glad you did.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Cool. So. Yes, I know what I'm doing. We're going to redirect power to Edgewater. Yes, it's going to shut down the botanical lab. The number of people at the botanical lab, much smaller than Edgewater. Plus, just because Edgewater's running doesn't mean Reed has to be the dick in charge. We can oust him. Right? This normally I don't oust him. I don't do the talk thing. I'm pretty sure you can. Usually I just kill him. Because I found out earlier on, just screwing around. You kill him, you get a hat. And the hat has a good boost to your dialogue choice. But maybe I still will. Oh no. Old habits. See, it's a +7 on all dialogue. Which is good. Means I can talk my way out through everything. There's a particular armor that gives me a nice boost. And that stuff. You know what? I'm going to do both. Let's see about that. Doing both. We're going to talk him out of his position to get Adelaide in. Then we're going to see about maybe killing him for his hat. That sounds so bad. Anyway, let's get the power to Edgewater first. That's done. Now we have to go and check with the botanicals garden. Because, yeah, one, we need that part. That's the whole point of this whole deal, is get the part for turning off the power. Two, we need Adelaide to take over for Reed if we oust him. As I said, usually I just jump over there and pop Reed. Because he's good. He's just... Or he's not good. It's not horrible, but he's incredibly misled and stubborn. So, oh, kind of stupid too. Because as we've determined, the plague is coming around because they're using sprats instead of saltuna. And if there isn't enough saltuna, then they need to grow their own plants, so we need Adelaide. Get that done. So. We are going to hop over here and talk to them. Now, Pavati does freak out a little when you kill Reed. She's like, what do you do? What? But if your leadership skills are high enough, you just wave her off, and then she's good the rest of the game. Like it never happened. So. Adelaide.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are.
I told you I was going to do it.
And roasted you on a spit.
Oh, don't be that way.
This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve.
Well, move your flock and your food
away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
It wasn't personal. Needed to do it one way or the other.
You killed my garden, destroyed my community.
Your garden's not dead yet.
A lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator.
Yes.
Well, shit, I wish it was personal.
Yeah, I know, right?
Talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater.
Yep.
This is now your responsibility.
Oh, easily.
And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Yeah. Yeah. For your guys' sake, what happened? Why all this anger?
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Yeah, I get it. Pass that. All right, what if I deal with Reed for you?
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done?
No.
Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
Well, maybe the latter.
Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can.
Yeah.
He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Fair enough. Yep. Give me. Usually I go enough talk there, and I just go and pop the guy. But yep.
Tell him what I have already told you. That I know the secret to bringing life back to the soil.
Okay.
The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years.
Yeah.
Marauder,
I got that.
worker,
I know.
don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
Yep. You think that'll convince him?
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
Fair enough. All right, let's go. Let's go get this done. Oh, I gotta talk to these guys. Oh, Thomas.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's
No,
dead.
it isn't. It's actually mine. Yeah, you should go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here.
Yeah.
I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
Then don't. Don't work at a cannery. Be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one.
That's right.
I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and
Sure.
my very own toolbox.
Yep.
It's just... Adeline's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
No. Stay put. I'm gonna fix
You know where
this.
to find me.
Yeah. All right. Talk to him. Tell her to stay put.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
Nothing left. You need to go back to
Adam's been
Edgewater.
weighing on me.
Yeah.
Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place.
Oh. Yeah.
Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in?
I
don't
I
see
have
us
confidence in
lasting
you.
More than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back.
Oh.
Listen. We go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. I'll do anything hasty. I'm gonna
Sure.
get this
Suit yourself.
suited out.
I'll be here.
Shun it out. Figured out. Okay. So now we gotta hop all the way back to town. Not worried about missing anything when I do this because, hey, I did a good job. Sweeping everything. For everything. Alright, so I'm gonna go up and talk to Reed. I need you guys to weigh in real quick on whether I get his hat. So, I'll keep an eye out for what you guys say. We're going to talk him into leaving. But after we do that, I'm going to see if I can scratch him so I can get his hat.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water.
Yeah.
I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
Yeah. She's not coming back if you're here.
Then we are at an impasse.
Not really.
Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
Town's terrified of the plague. Somebody asked me to steal medicine for him.
I am not without compassion for Abernathy's predicament, but the plague has taken a hard toll on us all.
Okay.
I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man.
Yeah.
Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer.
Oh, buttoned up, am I?
It is my home.
See, usually right there. Boom. Well, I tried. Adelaide's people aren't getting sick.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
See, this is where this guy loses me. Just completely. They don't eat anything except Saltuna. Of course, they're getting sick.
You are disparaging our parent company,
Yeah.
and it is not appreciated.
And
We
I
are a
don't care.
Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna.
Actually, you're eating sprats. You need Adelaide's garden.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food,
Yes.
but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanist couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of him and shut down the greenhouse.
Yep. Ah, she's found a way to do it. She'll come back if you step down. Persuade.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
I'm doing it for the skill check. I know it involves really complicated math, and it works. Okay.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
Yeah, what are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
Well, why not?
No such thing as an honorable resignation.
Oh.
Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
Yeah, you know you won't last a day.
I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week.
It'd be easy.
I've always tried to do right by my town.
Yeah.
It's never been easy.
I care. So. I know it just saved, but I'm going to hard save it here. All right. This is your chance to speak up. I talked them into stepping down, so we're complete on that. That's done. So now,
Are you out of your mind? You just killed him.
yes, I did. I just did you a favor.
A favor? You just made me an accomplice to murdering my boss. I can't. I need to leave. I need to get away from here. I need to get away from you.
Alright, see, here's the skill check. He was treating you like garbage. I was trying to protect you.
You killed Mr. Thompson for talking down his nose at me? You got a real twisted sense of chivalry, you know that? Let's just move on. I couldn't forgive myself if I let you loose upon the Vale unsupervised.
Something's not
Here
right.
they come! That's the last of them!
Okay. So, at this point, I won't have a single problem. Reed's key card. This is his will. Spacer Thompson. Which basically gives me access to whatever I need to, however I need to. But so there we go. We did it. I did it. Lost a little bit of reputation with Spacer Choice. I'm okay with that. It's in all honesty, Spacer Choice just doesn't have the best equipment. So, this is not Thompson's hat. Get in a little bit. But, yeah, for now. We have, so, yeah, it's interesting because did it both ways. Nope. I convinced him to leave and then shot him. In all truth, he would have done well. Anyway, he disappears. Just, it's no good. But here's the thing about what I just did. There were ramifications. The ramifications are so small in this game for that. Like, seriously, I don't lose much access when it comes to space choice thing. Pt.VIII, she is fine again already. That's seriously all I needed to do was a 10 determination check. She's fine. I lost some reputation, so I won't have access to some of the things from Spacer's Choice. But for the most part, I won't be looking for anything from Spacer's Choice, so we're all good. And we got Adelaide turning this town into a farm town instead of a corporate shill, so... Is that the right term for it? Corporate shill? No, Thompson was a corporate shill. Anyway. So. It all works out. But I could have done that without killing him. I basically did for the hat. Reed's dead.
You have a peculiar comfort with violence.
Yeah.
Killing off my garden, gunning down.
I didn't kill your garden, lady.
Suppose
Jeez.
our flock made our
I
way
turned
to
off the
Edgewater.
lights.
We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may.
Yes.
You're vexing to me, you know?
Yeah.
Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Yeah. Edgewater's going to be better off with you running the place.
You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted.
Yeah, it is.
I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies.
Yeah.
I
You do
need
you.
some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater.
Yep.
Got a considerable burden to carry.
Yep. That's what I wanted you to do from the beginning, but you made me go all the way to Thompson. And the twisted part is, yes, I killed him, but I did it for his hat. It has nothing to do with anybody else. I actually convinced him to leave. I can't convince him to leave easily. I got the skill check for convincing him to leave, at least. I need to talk to Thomas.
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all.
Yep, well, Adeline, she's going back.
Adelaide said that?
Yep.
Was she sober at the time?
Maybe
I
not.
never imagined she'd step foot in Edgewater long as Reed ran the town.
Yeah, well.
Something must have changed in Edgewater. Adelaide's good as family. If she's going back, so are we.
Cool. There you go. You're going back. We are grabbing a part. That's what we needed there. Oh. Oh, man, I almost forgot. And then we actually need to go back to town. I had forgotten about the vicar. We need to swing by and give the vicar his book. Almost called him a shepherd because of the book. Anyway, yeah. So we got to do that real quick. You know, because that is a companion quest to get him as a companion. So we should get him as a companion. Where's the Vic's place? There it is. No, that's cannery. So let's hang on. There we go. There's the Vic's place. Now, this religion they have in here, it's a weird logic-based religion where it's not a creation mythos in any rate. It's a logic mythos. There's logic to the world, and everything is set out by equations or set out, and that the religion is trusting in that equation and finding the meaning of life from it. It's kind of odd because it takes just takes the whole idea behind religion and makes a religion out of the opposite. It's weird kind of thing to explain. All right, yeah. Hey, Vic.
If you've come to ask forgiveness for Reed Thompson's murder, I'm afraid OSI theology has little to say on the matter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's shoot a lie.
I was told it was a stranger come to town. I see no other strangers about. But the workers of Edgewater may not be the most reliable witnesses.
Sure. Yep, I got your book.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait.
Yeah, I usually do this
What the
before I
fuck
do
is
the
this?
shooting.
Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Huh. I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
Look at that. What? This is French. The hell? I don't know. I don't need to accuse him. So what's so important about this
I've
book?
spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
It's cool. Well, at least you have your mission work.
Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches.
Look at him.
Nothing could be more
He is better.
excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport.
Oh, yeah?
You have a ship.
Yes.
Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Could be beneficial. You ride town? Wouldn't mind a ship hand?
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back.
Oh?
I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Fair enough, Vic. Sounds good. Let's go.
Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as your crew vicar, Captain.
Ta-da! All right. Look at that. It's crested into 8. What was I working on? I think I was working on this. Yeah, we're going to run the sneak all the way up to about 50. All right. See how this is going, though? Lockpick. Sitting at about 80 at only level 8. So. Sneak. So, I'm going to run that up to 50. Then I'm going to run dialogues up to 50. Then we're going to work on our weapon. So. Or no, I'm going to work on the science. I need to get the science thing up because I'm going to end up tinkering here soon. I need that up to 100. But I want to make sure all my checks are good for a bit. So. Which 3 more levels, those will be secure. 3, 4 more levels. So. No bigs. Did I apply? Yeah, let's apply. Yes. Perks. Alright. Vendor prices or armor. Let's get our base armor up for now. Inventory. Actually. Oh, Vicar. She's good for now. Vicar. Gonna switch you out to the heavy gun and some heavy armor. Vicar is going to become one of our main. I'm going to be running with him most of the time. There we go. Oh, nope. Go back to Vicar. I always got to remember to do these. Distance. Far. Ranged. Aggressive can stay. There we go. Alright. And just for the S and G's here. Watch this. Vicar Hines. Look at that guy. Anyway. I find that funny. I don't know why. Alright. So we are done with that. Look at that. We got a crew. We got people to back me up. Vicar's little special, like her hammer smash, his special is a shotgun blast. Just up and just unloads a shotgun at point blank on somebody. So, ooh, okay. So, will you do it? Oh, okay. All right. Map. Okay, we've spent long enough on the planet. We are getting out of here. Yes, fast travel. We are done. We are out. We've done all our side missions on this planet. We've gotten everything taken care of. We got everything sorted. We've done our deeds. We're taking the Vigor along on our crew.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship.
Mm-hmm.
Working on a real engine.
See? She's okay, guys.
Proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
Yeah, well. That's okay. Have you never been on a ship before?
I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs.
Mm-hmm.
Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but
Huh?
Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart.
Oh.
I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm okay with this. That's a mean way of going about it. This is a good question. See, her personality type. Yeah, I want her to come along. But I would double check. I'd be like, you sure about this?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Yeah.
I never got along with Mr. Thompson, but I don't think he deserved to die. He tried to do his best.
Yeah, but don't let your man do what I want. Better fail off.
I don't know about that.
No.
Mr. Thompson wasn't an evil man. He wasn't given to violence. Though if Miss McDevitt were here, I'd wager she'd agree with you. Edgewater was on the verge of collapse before you showed up.
Yep.
You sent them power, and
Yep.
now the town might see another season.
Yep.
And you talked Miss McDevitt into coming back to town.
Yep.
Maybe one day, Edgewater will have a garden where that cannery once stood.
Yep.
You
You
ain't
get it.
exactly a stranger anymore.
Okay.
You've done some kindness hereabouts.
There you go.
I wouldn't mind following somebody like that.
All right. Glad to have you along.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Just yeah. All right. Welcome to the ship, guys. Oh, Ada.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
Well, my time became your
What
time.
can I...
Got a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yes.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure.
Yep.
Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I know. All right. I'll be back. Badunk. Vic, what's up? Ada,
What can I do for you, Captain?
we're up and running.
All systems are operating within
Yep.
acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Fair enough. Let's do it. Bum, bum. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. I'm okay with the design of this ship. It's okay. It's good. It's good enough. I don't get the oars. See, there's two little oars at the bottom that wave around. I don't get what those are or what their function is. Except little flappy things to flap around. Create more motion? So the ship looks like it's moving? I don't know. That would be something this universe would have. We have oars to make our ship
We have
look
received
like
a
it's moving
communication
more.
request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Oh, Mr. Phineas? Good.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship.
Yep.
I see you're putting the unreliable to good use.
Yep.
Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die.
Yep.
How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage?
No.
Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Yep. No. No drippage. Get to the point.
What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony.
Okay.
Food shortages, lack of supplies,
All
and
right.
basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The
Okay.
Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right.
Okay.
You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists.
Okay.
Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
All right. Fine. Wait, why do I need a nav key to land on the planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon.
Oh.
Terraformed badly. And
Oh.
almost completely lawless.
Hmm.
You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation.
Okay.
Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions.
Okay.
The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly.
Gotcha. Okay. Right. The Black Marketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable.
Oh.
If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Fair enough. Oh. Yeah, I know why I'm not leaving because. Well, yeah. Why am I not leaving?
Without a skip drive,
Oh,
good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star.
my
Look,
ship
I
doesn't have a
admire
skip
your
drive.
optimism,
Gotcha.
but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're
Okay.
all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together.
Okay.
None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place. And we can start by reviving the hope.
Mm, fine. I'll go and talk to
Excellent. I'll
Gladys.
send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming.
Okay.
By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own
Oh.
design. Cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time.
Hmm.
I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
How do you know where it is? All right. I'll put it to good use. Out.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab.
All right.
And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie.
It's all a
The
lie.
board's only
It's all a
interested in
lie.
filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Yeah, I
Transmission ended.
kind of feel they already
If you are
have.
ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. So that's the nav terminal. We are not going anywhere yet.